What's up, turf therapists, and welcome back to another episode of Turf Therapy. And look at this. Yeah, that's happening. Stay tuned.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. To support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And to bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey. The orders of. The President of the United States. And the orders of. Those officers. Appointed over me. According to regulations. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
All right, we're back. Welcome back, Turf Therapists. We're back at the first official project lawn here on Turf Therapy, and today we have the lawn's owner, Say. Say is here. Say hi to everyone. Say.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Glad you guys are watching the Rob's video. Tremendously helpful for me. He's turned everything really to a great upside since my lawn's been struggling for the past year.
Right. So his lawn's been struggling for the past year. Walk us through some of the things that you've been through with your lawn so far this past year since you purchased this home. What, this time last year?
Yeah. We actually moved in about a year ago.
Okay.
It looked great at first. It was brand new sod, right? Mm-hmm. And then,
of course, right?
as the weeks went by, it just get a little bit browner, and then some actually took. And whatever that didn't take, it just kind of died out.
It just checked out on them, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny that he mentioned they laid the brand new sod, right? Because his neighbor, the last time I was here 2 weeks ago, looked like he had brand new sod laid in, and we fed our lawn. He had a line of domination on us, but it looks like we've developed a line of domination on him. We'll get to that later, though.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. This is a lot of good work. Something I would have never been able to do on my own. Right.
Well, I mean, now he can do it on his own, right? That's the whole point of you coming here and checking in with Turf Therapy. So on your own, you'll be able to take back your lawn and start dominating your neighborhood, just like Say will next year, next spring. So real quick, I want to talk about something that we went through since last week, right? Really interesting thing happened, right? So we, right here, we're in zone 1, right?
Yep, this is zone 1.
Okay, and zone 1 is about 1,500 square feet.
Yeah, it's about 1,500, give or take, about 1,550.
Right, 1,550, and we came out here a month ago, the first time I came to this lawn, and we measured it out. We did it the long, hard way. We had a very long tape measure, and we broke each section up into different zones. This was zone 1, and we have how many zones in total?
So there are a total of 4 zones.
Okay.
And zone 1 is the biggest plot that we got.
Okay.
And then it goes into 2, 3, and 4. And I'm sure we'll walk that, right?
Right, yeah, we'll walk that way. So real quick on zone 1, the biggest difference that you're gonna notice with this zone, I'll throw some footage up on the screen from last time we were here, but this zone, I mean, it's still thinned out, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, still pretty thinned out, but the thing that's a lot different is the grass is just a lot more lively since we threw down that Carbon X. I'm telling you, man, there's something about that chicken litter, how it just gets in there, and all those soil amendments to the soil to improve its nature. Another thing that happened is a lawn care company that will remain nameless happened to come by, and they kind of put a damper on our plan for the pre-emergent that we put down. And what I mean by that is we put down prodiamine at 6 pounds per thousand, staying within that annual rate as we should, as we're supposed to. But then this lawn company came through, and then they aerated the lawn, and then they overseeded. Now they pretty much wasted their money, and they kind of put a damper on ours as well, because prodiamine, the way that it works, it creates a layer about 2 to 3 inches underneath that top surface soil layer, and it creates that layer. And what that layer does is, as the seed from an undesirable or noxious weed starts to germinate that falls within its boundaries of being able to capture it, it disrupts the cell's ability to separate and grow, right? It completely disrupts that process, shuts it down, pretty much making it inert and sterile. Well, when they punched holes all through this turf, what did they do? They disrupted that barrier that the prodiamine pretty much created, right? And then they threw seed down. So now we have like this 50-50 scenario, right? Say, it's like, you know, he texted me and he was very concerned and he was worried about, hey, they came through and they did X, Y, Z to the lawn. And the first thing I said, you know, we're pretty much about to come. That was the winterizer app we did the last time we were here. And the reason why we're not going to stress about it is because we're going to get all of our gains in the spring next year, right?
So we are, and Rob, if you don't mind, I just want to go kind of capture the history a little bit.
Okay.
On how I got to meet you.
Okay.
And ask for your help.
All right, yeah, let's do that while we move into zone,
yeah,
what is this, 2?
Zone 2, we're
Zone
moving
2.
into zone 2.
Okay.
So a while back, I noticed the sod getting yellower and yellower a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted an agency, a company, to, hey, I need some help.
Right.
Take care of me.
Yeah.
So I paid them. And they came and they stopped coming.
They stopped.
And my money was still going out.
Right.
I said, hey, we got a problem. You guys got to come do your work.
Right.
And they said, yeah, we're going. And they never came. So I said, you know what? I'm done with this.
Okay.
We're not going to use you anymore. So the reason why they came is because I told them I'm going to cancel my services through those guys.
Right.
And now they want me back.
Oh, now they want you back.
Right, and they've been just scheduling stuff out of the blue.
Uh-huh.
But I have no idea, but they're saying it's a free service, and it just kind of happened where it's a free service that I didn't need at the time.
Right.
And that's what happened. And how I met Rob, for all you folks out there watching, is we actually worked together.
Right, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, and we've been working together for about a year or so.
Right, yeah, about a year.
I had no clue Rob was an expert with the lawn. Had I known that from the get-go, I probably would have consulted Rob for the issues that I was having with my lawn.
Right.
That would have probably turned out a lot better than me, you know, paying somebody some obscure amount of money to do things that I have no idea what they're doing.
Right. And now we kind of understand what it is they're coming to do, and we understand that we can do most of those things on our own, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not nearly as a daunting task as it seems. It seems a little overwhelming at first. Tell them how you did your seeding, your overseeding, when you overseeded. Remember the story? You told me you just put it in the jug, right? And then
I put it in like a little 1 liter jug, right? That's got a bunch of holes. Like if you have the big size
Scott's Easy Repair, the Easy Seed Repair, he took an empty jug of that
and just started spraying all over my lawn. It took me about 2 hours.
Hey, that's the way to try to get it done. 2 hours, that's some freaking dedication right there. But what happened with that?
It didn't.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Failed, guys, failed. But why did it fail? We talked about that. We kind of discussed why it failed.
I don't know. What did we say it was?
So it was your cultural practices, right? You didn't necessarily have that watering dialed in.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so he went out and he got some hoses. He did his due diligence there, and he got some proper back and forth sprinklers. But the problem was he didn't know how much water he was putting down at a time. And we got you squared away there, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, I hooked them up with the Amazon little things that the little spiker cups. I'll put it in the description below, and I'll throw it up here in this corner. But so the picture of those Amazon spikers. But what those things allow you to do is measure how long it takes for you to put down a ½ an inch of water at a time, right?
Yeah. So me, a new guy who's never done this before, I'm thinking ½ an inch. That's easy. That's quick.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. It takes a bit longer, right, guys? Sometimes it might take 30 minutes. Sometimes it may take 40 minutes. I've seen it take an hour and 15 minutes, right? So this is zone 2, right?
This is zone 2 that we're walking.
Okay.
So which is on the western side of my house.
Okay.
Going from front to back.
Right.
And once we reach the end line of my property, which is a fence and the tree line area,
okay,
that concludes the zone 2, and then we'll walk perpendicularly again, and that'll be the zone 3.
Okay, and how big is zone 2?
Zone 2 is about little over 1,000.
1,000. Okay, so 1,000. I think we came out to like 1,100 or something like that.
1125-ish was the ballpark calculation.
Look at this, guys. I'm checking it out, right? Because I don't know if you can see it. I'm not sure how the sun looks for you, but there's this slight defined line of domination. You can see where you did a really good job spreading this for a first timer. He spreaded Carbon X for the first time like a freaking pro, guys. I'm gonna tell you that. We worked that out. He went and he caught that what was that, the deluxe spreader that I told you guys about for 30 bucks, half
Great
off
deal.
at
Great
Walmart.
Deal.
Hey, I'm pretty sure it's still on sale if they still got them in stock, guys. So this is zone 3,
and
right?
Now we're walking zone 3.
Okay, so zone 3.
Southern backyard of my house.
and as you can see, guys, the temps are dropping, right? Because like I showed you before I left the home, we still have frost back here.
Yeah, this soft frosting here.
Right, and Say and I were just discussing how, look at the cores. Look at these cores that they pulled up from, and they threw some fert down. That is clearly some type of synthetic fert, probably ammonium, I think it's phosphate, ammonium phosphate, I'm not sure. That's definitely a synthetic. You can see the crystals still in there. But anyway, this lawn is thin back here as well, and in the spring we will look at, there's plenty of debris just like in the front, right? But oh yeah, I jumped. So the lawn still has its frost on it because the temps are dropping, and we were just discussing before we came on camera about the ground freezing. Now your ground isn't going to freeze just because you hit one night of cold temps. So we hit 25 degrees last night, but does that mean that the ground is frozen? No, that is not what that means. Think of it like this: if you put a tray of ice into the freezer below 0 temp and you leave that tray of ice in there for 5 minutes, right, what happens? It'll develop a pretty thin sheet of ice on the top of that tray of ice, right? The top will be kind of frozen, right?
Yeah.
But it's not completely frozen.
No, it takes some time.
It takes some time. So that's kind of what's happening with the ground, because then we took the tray out, the ice tray out of the freezer, and then what happened? The water warmed back up, and then it thinned back up.
Yep.
So that's what we're dealing with within our soil, but that doesn't negate the fact that winter is definitely coming, guys. It's coming. It's right around the corner, and we can feel it. As you can see, I'm out here with a freaking beanie on. He's got a jacket.
I got my big thick jacket on.
He's got his jacket on.
My hands are still cold.
I have my fleece that I bought from Germany. It's a freaking awesome fleece. This fleece is awesome. I bought this out in Garmisch.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in Garmisch, and out there in the mountains. So you know it's mountain tough. It's built mountain tough. So this is zone.
Last zone. This is zone 4.
Zone 4. Zone 4, guys.
Roughly about the same size as zone 2.
About the same size as zone 2, as you can see. And here, this is what we were talking about, this side, right? Yep. And you can see it better up here. It's browning out up there, guys. I'll show you a better shot when we get up there. But
so everything back here actually is kind of covered time to time from the sun, so it has, I think it's got a better chance to grow, right? But up toward the front, just like my lawn, that's where we're having most of the problem, because it was just getting beaten by the sun throughout the summer.
It's getting beat up by the sun all summer, and he's right, guys. This area in the back, as you can see, was a lot greener than the front, even though, albeit it is thin, right? And it does have a massive amount of debris in there, but we're going to take care of that in the spring, because we're not going to worry about trying to do too much damage with this lawn at this point. I just wanted to fill its tummy and put it to bed in preparation for everything to come in the spring. That's all we wanted to do, because when you start to divide and conquer on too many quests, you end up losing a few battles here and there. It might end up leaving you and losing the war as well. And we're playing the long game, not the short game here, guys. And I don't want him to waste any money or waste any energy like I did this year when all those mistakes that I made those mistakes so you guys don't have to. So you check in with me, you stay tuned here on Turf Therapy, and I'm going to save you money, I'm going to save you time, I'm going to save you heartache, I'm going to save you pain, I promise you. So he's right though, with this area being shaded, obviously it's going to withstand the heat a lot more. As you can see back here, it's a lot greener than it is up here as we move up here, and his is browning out. His front yard is checking out, guys, and I'm telling you, it's something that about this Carbon X, this chicken manure, that's all we did, guys. We just threw down the Carbon X. Now they did come back and they threw some more fertilizer down.
Hey Rob, I'm sorry for interrupting, but
yep.
I just want to point out where the division is between my lawn and their lawn. Now,
Yes.
keep in mind that here is the division, and this is brand new sod.
That was all brand new sod.
And this, so on my left hand, right here is the lawn that was dying, and here is a brand new sod.
Right.
And if you can take a kind of a larger view and see the browning of the sod and how green my lawn looks now, which was getting destroyed.
It's a comparable difference, guys. And like we said, we're going to try to capture this as much on the sun, with the sun right now. But here we have it, it's browning out, it's checking out, it's going to sleep. This one looks lively, it looks healthy. I mean, it just looks like it is healthy and it is thriving now, thanks to that one application of Carbon X. How the rest of his front of his yard is checking out, and then we can get a shot of this front. No signs of checking out. It has slowed up in this growing process, right? We haven't mowed since the last time we were here, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. When you have an opportunity, oh yeah, this is a really good spot. His is completely checking out,
Right here.
and this line of domination.
This is my lawn, and this is my neighbor.
Right. And
So if you can see the difference.
right there.
I'm standing in the middle of the division of the property line.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. That's awesome, isn't it? That's great stuff, man. That's 2 weeks. We were here 2 weeks ago.
Yep, 2 weeks.
We did this 2 weeks ago, guys.
And one application.
One application. So I'm excited about the spring. It's going to be awesome. Let's talk about what we're going to do and what we have upcoming, what the plans are in the spring, and what we're going to look like attacking for the rest of the growth season for this year. Stay tuned. Okay, let's wrap this up, guys. So when we're talking about our spring plans, so moving into spring, we are going to do the exact same thing we made an attempt to do this fall, right? Which was throw down a pre-emergent, right? To stop any annual winter weeds from coming up and broadleaf weeds. And something interesting that I didn't see, right? What didn't we see? We didn't see that spotted spurge, did we?
We did not.
Okay, have you been picking it up since you've been home or anything?
No, I've been away.
You've been away?
As a matter of fact, I just came back last night.
Just came back last night. We just walked the whole lawn. I didn't see a lick of spotted spurge, right? So guys, remember when I told you spotted spurge, it continuously throws seeds, right? And even though we couldn't take care of the spotted spurge that was already in the lawn that had already germinated, we stopped the germinating cycle in process for any more spotted spurge to come up. And we just walked the whole lawn and there was no spotted spurge. I didn't see any. Matter of fact, I don't think I saw many, if any, weeds at all. But that's fine. We'll see what's hiding its little heads out here in the spring when we really see what kind of weeds are out here in this lawn. And there may be a lot less than we actually initially thought. So we'll see when we get there.
Well, you know, we didn't capture this, but maybe we can in a little bit, which is there's a plot of land, since this is a new plot, right? Some of the ground settled, and when it settled, the elevation level of the lawn dropped. Okay. So I asked the builders, hey, can you make the lawn level even again by building it up with some more dirt? Right. So guess what they did? What they did? They did exactly what I asked them to do, except they used a construction grade material to put that on top of the lawn. So now I have this big brown patch of just rocks and dirt mixture. Yeah, we're gonna check that out, guys. All right, guys, we're over here in the corner that Say was just talking to us about, right? Guys, it's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Look at it. So let's tell them what we're seeing here. This is a plot of land that was actually sunken pretty deep, and then the builders came and put more dirt on it to even out the surface level. But I'm telling you, I mean, this is my hand, and look at this rock, guys. Full of these rocks. Look at this. This has got to go. It's all got to go. No, this is unacceptable. And if this happens, guys, you just got to take it out. And when this happens, you just take back your lawn. It's as simple as that. You know, when we buy homes, we focus a lot about what's on the inside of a home. But here at Turf Therapy, one thing I want to focus on is
you walk by this lawn every day. That's the only thing that's living that you bought on this property. So be better stewards, be better adults, be more responsible, and do better for the environment. Be good stewards of the environment, and take care and pride in your own land and your own home. Yes, sir? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back from there. But already, guys, I can tell you this lawn is looking night and day difference from the last time I was here 2 weeks ago, right? So we're gonna move with the prodiamine in the spring, and in the spring we're gonna do 2 applications. So prodiamine has a annual cap cycle per bag rate, right? That's what we discussed last time. It's 6 pounds per thousand in the annual calendar year. Here in Maryland, we deal with some pretty extreme temperatures, right?
Yeah.
So
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold, right? It gets pretty cold and it gets pretty darn hot. So in our summers can be pretty vicious. This last summer was really bad.
Pretty rough.
So another thing we can talk about really quick, really fast is desiccation, right? So the reason why I'm splitting up the 2 applications of prodiamine is because of desiccation. What does desiccation mean? Desiccation is the deterioration of a product due to an external source, right? An external action that's being placed on it. This external action being placed on it will be the temperature, the sun. So to get the most of my prodiamine, to get the most of my pure emergent that we throw down in the spring, we're going to split that application up so that we can get continuous coverage throughout the summer, therefore maintaining that barrier. It's almost timing. You know how they say with your medicine that you got to get your doses just right, right? You take it at 6 o'clock and then you build that tolerance and then you maintain that tolerance throughout that cycle of your day. We're doing the exact same thing with the pre-emergent here, guys. So that's going to be the focus in spring. We're going to block anything that we don't know that's down here. And I recommend that if you have a new home, I recommend the preventive effect, the preventative approach more so than the reactive approach. It's going to save you a lot of time, heartache, and money. If you do that for the first year or 2, I think the third year, it's not a permanent solution. It's just so you can take back control of the lawn and you can tell the lawn that you're here to support it and help it. If you can do that when you first get into a brand new home or a new lawn that you don't know anything about, you're going to thank yourself for a layer. I promise you.
Hey, hey Rob, so for the general audience, right?
Okay.
We kind of look at it as a flu shot. Okay. Like immunizations, right?
Flu shot immunizations. Okay, yeah.
Make sure we don't get sick.
Make sure we don't get sick.
Make sure the grass don't get sick.
Exactly, because it's
excuse me.
No, you're fine. We're gonna make sure that the ground doesn't, the grass doesn't get sick. Like he said, just like he was saying, guys, he's getting it. That's what I love, right? We have. I'm out here. We're teaching. We're learning. We're actively learning. He's picking it up. We're putting it in. I hope that you guys are picking this up. This stuff is gold right here. But anyway, we're preventing it. We're taking preventive measures. We're not just throwing chemicals at it, just waste and throw chemicals at it. We're being responsible and sensible about our approach and our attack and how we're handling this, right? So the preventive maintenance of throwing down the prodiamine is going to be for the pre-emergence of those weeds that we don't know anything about. And of course, we're going to take preventive action with fungus, because I experienced a huge amount of fungus this past growing season, and it's because we're so close to the bay out here. The bay is right there, the coastline is right here, so it stays super humid during the spring. The spring is just prime time, and his back is definitely going to need it because it's shaded. So with it being nice and moist back there all the time, and it's going to get really high in temperature and the humidity is going to be through the roof, he's going to be #1 prime candidate for fungus in his backyard. Not so much the front, but definitely in the back. But because we have to cut the front and the back, we're going to go ahead and treat the front as well, because we don't want to risk the chance of spreading a disease throughout the lawn as well. So that's just about it, guys. We're going to put down the pre-emergent for our broadleaves, weeds, our crabgrass, and any other unknowns that we don't know that's under there that the prodiamine that will take care of. We're also going to put him on a fungicide program, a very basic fungicide program. These things are going to be big box items that you can buy at your local place near you. So it'll be very easy for you to go and grab it. You just got to stay tuned so you can get that content and that information. And then we're going to feed the lawn with amendments and proper amounts of your NP and K, your macros. We're going to get some micronutrients in there. I'm going to have him on the grade A all-star plan of the century. I promise you guys, this lawn, I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it around. He's going to be the envy of everyone in this neighborhood out here, and they're going to be envious of him because he's going to be dominating, and it's going to just be rich blue, dark blue, because he will be a turf therapist. All right, guys, thanks for checking in. I really appreciate you staying tuned with me today and Say, our special guest. And don't forget, eat, mow, sleep, repeat. I'll see you next time for your weekly dose of therapy with Rob.
I'm like woo-woo, the one my heart has gone to me, not gone to wait. Tico, tock. Tico, tick. Oh, tico, tock. Tico, tick. Oh, tico, tock.